Alright, so I grew up in the 90s watching a show called Captain Planet. Great show. I loved it. Um, Recently, I just came across an article about some of the episodes and the environmental issues that were talked about in those episodes are still going on today and affecting us. And I just wanted to bring to light some of that information. And hopefully, that the more aware we are, the better we will be at fixing these problems and, you know, helping. So, season 1, episode 7 was called The Last of a Kind, and it dealt with the death of elephants and the ivory trade. And according to the World Wildlife Foundation, in the past decade, the population of African elephants has gone from 5 million down to 470,000. And the major reason cited for that is the ivory trade. Now, governments have placed in laws the ban of ivory trade and whatnot, but due to apparently the people's love for ivory, it still goes on today. And so, best thing we could do is not buy ivory. That's the easiest way to get involved and to help maybe save some lives. Season 4, episode 13 was called Gorillas Will Be Missed. And in this episode, a boy got a pair of virtual reality glasses, and when he put them on, it sent him back in time 200 years to Africa, where the villain of the episode was trying to eliminate the gorillas. Now, according to the World Wildlife Foundation, again, there are only between 100 and 200,000 gorillas left. And out of that population, 17% live on protected land. Vast areas of the gorillas' forests have already been destroyed due to timber companies coming in and mining companies coming in for minerals and whatnot, and locals tearing down trees for agriculture and livestock. So, this is kind of sad. Season 1 of episode 19, it's called The Ozone Hole. And this episode, the villain is trying to destroy the ozone layer, which he does, over Antarctica. And so, back in 2000 and 2006, the Australian government's website announced that the hole in the ozone layer was at the largest it had ever been, measuring 29.8 and 29.6 million square kilometers respectively. That's more than 3.5 times the size of Australia. I found that astonishing. But again, this problem has been talked about a lot for the past decades, and has actually been being dealt with pretty well. And so they are talking about that within the few decades, things will get better. I hope so. I think they will, with bans on products and whatnot. So, next one was season 1, episode 8, and it was called The Dead Seas. And in this episode, it was on overfishing, and the villains try to sell off the entire fish population using drift nets. It sounds a little extreme and crazy, but just recently, Nature's website reported that more than 90 species of marine fishes in Europe's waters are threatened with extinction. And the main threat is overfishing. So, and also according to Greenpeace, the worldwide fish population is, according to them, 63% of that is overfished. That, to me, is a huge number. And I don't know, it just astonishes me. We are destroying ecosystems and the environment rapidly, and I think a change is needed, and not even just for the animals, but again for ourselves, because everything affects us too. So even if you don't think it does, it does. And here's a big one. Season 1, episode 21 was called Population Bomb, and this dealt with overpopulation. Today, there are over 7 billion people on the planet. In 1999, there was only 6 billion, roughly, humans on the planet. In less than 2 decades, the population has gone up over 1 billion. That, again, some people might cite that there is no problem with overpopulation and that it doesn't cause anything, but it does lead to many problems, and some of them are over 1 billion people don't have enough food or adequate drinking water, safe drinking water, and so that leads to disease and death. It also puts a very it puts a strain on Earth's resources that are not infinite, they are finite, and if we do not recycle and whatnot, those resources will disappear, especially if our population isn't controlled. If it continues to rise, which according to data says it will. I believe in the next probably 2 decades, we'll probably have another rise of 1 billion or more people, which will cause even more problems. And overpopulation is causing a major problem with global warming. And we all know that global warming is causing many problems. And global warming was cited back in 2006 and 2009. Global warming played a major role in the drought that occurred in Syria. And that drought actually played a part, one of the parts, in the 2011 Syrian civil war. So anyone out there that says that global warming doesn't have an effect, or overpopulation doesn't have an effect, I think the facts out there speak for themselves, and there are ways that we can all get involved and change things for the better and actually make a difference. So those are the facts that I have. I just wanted to share that, get that out there, and hopefully people, even the smallest thing makes a difference. So, alright, that's all I have.
Fucking